The preacher said God would never give more than I could handle on my own. But I don't know if I believe that to be true. 'Cause there've been some times when I've been all alone and wanted to give up, but you helped me stand.
Hi guys, welcome to another Drive With Us video. I hope the new year is taking you well. So this side is more dry but cold. So we are coming from a side that was really snowing and raining, and now we are just driving through the clouds. Like, we thought that we were driving through fog or mist, but it was really clouds that were hanging extremely low, which was really interesting because we only come across clouds when maybe you're flying up in the sky. That's the only time that you are close and can see clouds. So that was really interesting. And then now we came to a side that was really clear with really nice skies, and yeah, it was just a beautiful view that we really enjoyed. So a question that I've gotten recently is about driving in America. Like, how do I come and start driving? How are you guys so comfortable driving around? Honestly, driving in America, I think, is one of the easiest things that you could come across. If you compare it to driving in Nairobi, Nairobi is crazy, with people walking all over the place, matatus everywhere, and bodabodas, especially bodabodas, my goodness. Yeah, and people not observing traffic rules. Like, it is just crazy. So that is one thing that makes driving here in America very easy, and that's why and how people, when they come, they get so comfortable driving very fast, because number one, it is a country that follows rules. Then, of course, for starters, America keeps right, and then in Kenya we keep left. And then, of course, the vehicle, like the steering wheel, is also on the left, while Kenya's is on the right, if I am not wrong. I hope I have my directions correct or my positions correct. So for me, for example, I didn't drive in Nairobi until I think around 2022 or end of 2021, and that was also when I bought a car. I had never ever driven in Nairobi. I was always using public means of transport. Anywhere I went, I used public means of transport, unless I was going with the kids, then I would go with a cab. But I never used public transport with the children. Maybe once in a while, but most of the time I commuted using public transport. And then towards the end of, I think, 2021 is when I bought a car, and that is when I started driving. And it was hectic. For me, I used to avoid roads in Nairobi and I used to go with the Lana. I used to go with the Lana, and I used to avoid roads that are congested. I used to avoid town. Wherever I needed to go, I had rather use the highway than use anywhere where matatus are congested, or use the expressway. I used to use the expressway a lot. I was like, hey, I'd rather pay the extra amount, but I am driving comfortably with no matatus all over the place and no bodabodas. The expressway really helped me. I always used to use the expressway and the highway. So when we came here, of course, with that history of knowing how to drive back home, then it was easy for us to just get into driving school and do our driving classes, and then do the driving test. So I think I can only say that it is really easy, as long as you know how to control the vehicle, and you know where the fuel is, the pedals are, the fuel and the brakes. I think it is very easy, and you just need to be confident. Of course, the confusing part is just the keeping right and driving on the right side. But other than that, in regards to traffic rules, I can say 98% of the people on the roads obey traffic rules. If it is a specified road for buses and trucks and more than one passenger lane. Like everybody just keeps to their lanes and follows the traffic rules, because if you do not follow the traffic rules the bill finds you. You get a ticket at home. And most of the roads, most of the traffic places, or most of the traffic lights have cameras. So if you disobey a traffic rule, they just take a photo of you calmly. Nobody is going to look for you, nobody is going to run after you, unless you're speeding. Then of course you get a speeding ticket. But if it's in regards to traffic rules, they just take a photo of your vehicle and they search your number plate and the ticket finds you in your house. So in Africa, the way we are used to crossing through red lights and just disobeying traffic rules anyhow, and we are used to like bribing the cops, shika kitu kidogo. Huko hakuna story ya kitu kidogo. There is no kitu kidogo. You deal with the law straight on. There is no shortcut to anything. So when you come here, you have to obey traffic rules. If it is about speeding, speed limit, you have to keep to your speed limit. If it is on a school zone, especially where children are involved, children here are precious gems. So around the school, I mean, there are precious gems everywhere, but like in Kenya, you don't have like set rules for around schools. So here around schools, they have like the speed limit, which is 20, and they always have like a flashing orange light around any school, especially when it's morning, when kids are going to school, and in the afternoon after school, they always have that flashing light for you to maintain your speed limit. If you do not maintain your speed limit, you are going to get a fine that you're going to pinch your ears. And even if it is a fine of say $50, $100, it is not easy to get that money. They know that just paying $100 for speeding it will pain you, so you will not repeat. So you really have to follow the traffic rules, and just know here there are no shortcuts. You face the law, you face the rules. If you break a law, you're fined, you pay, and there's like no discussion, unless you have like a place where you have to like appear in court or anything. There's no discussion. The bill just comes to your house, you get a link, you make payment, and that story is done. So the other tricky thing is on the traffic lights. Whenever you're turning right, there are places where you can turn right even if the red light is on, but then there are places where you cannot turn right when the red light is on. So you'll find that most times people will get fined at that spot, and they're just like, but I turned right and the red light was on. But they always indicate there no right turn when the red light is on. So if you go there with your ujuaji, they just take a photo of you again and you just get billed. So following traffic rules is very, 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 very important. So if you have the basics of driving down, then it is very easy for you to get a car and know how to drive. The other thing is about getting a vehicle. The first time when you're coming, you're, of course, unless you come with cash and you have money at hand and you're able to buy a car cash, going to a dealership to try and get a car is going to be a bit complicated, because here everything they deal with credit score, they deal with employment. So if you do not have any employment history here, it's a bit difficult to get a vehicle, and especially because you do not have a credit score. So when you come, the first option that you would have is obviously just trying to get a simple car, just something that can serve you until you're a bit settled, and then after maybe like 6 months to a year, when you have a good credit score and you have employment history, then you can upgrade your vehicle. But for the first few months, either you use public transport or you Uber, which is extremely expensive, and the prices and the costing for short distances are off the roof. You'll just be paying for you'll just be working to pay for Ubers, which is not really worth it. That's why most people, when they relocate, their first priority is usually getting a car, because movement without a car is difficult. I cannot explain how difficult it is. I remember when we first came and it was actually snowing. Anywhere we needed to go, a very short distance, it's not even up to a kilometer, you would find that you're paying $10. And then the other challenge that we faced was the fact that we had children. So the Uber drivers would not agree to carry the children, especially because they were so small. They would not agree to carry the children without their car seats. So it was so difficult to move around with the children. So either you walk, and I didn't know how to use public transport and up to date. I'm in my third year and I have honestly not taken public transport yet. And I don't know if ever I will, maybe just for the experience, but I have not used public transport. So I don't even know how the public system works. But yeah, we used a lot of Ubers, and a lot of the time we used to use Uber extra large, because we are many and we used to have to carry the car seats, which was really annoying. You can imagine just walking around and you have car seats. Yeah, it was very stressful, and it is very stressful, especially when you have children and you do not have a vehicle to move around. So you just have to try your best. Either come with a bit of money and you're able to purchase a car, or you buy a old car vehicle. Obviously not something, not something gisty. You just buy something small, something that you can use. Of course, when you're coming here, you're not coming here to be choosy. You're just coming to start life. So remember, you've come here with nothing. So nothing is, you cannot dharau even a small beginning. So even if you're getting something old, it is still okay as long as it can move you from point A to point B. I'm not saying old like those really, really old trucks like for kitambo. I'm just saying it won't be something modern or something current. You understand? So it's good for you to come with an open mind, so that you're at least able to settle in fast and move from point A to point B without disturbing people and without, feeling stranded. Because also walking, in Kenya, when you say, okay, I'm going to town and I'm going to walk from point A to point B, it's a bit easy. But now here, you're in a new place, you don't know where. If a place tells you 10 minutes, you start walking, hey, you will walk. You will walk for long. So it's not really worth that stress. So it's better to just save, have a car, and then you can upgrade pole pole. So that is my experience as well as my opinion in regards to driving and how you can settle in fast and how you can just come and get into the system without a lot of pressure and without feeling like you're dipping into your pocket to be able to move around. So all in all, comparing Kenya, because that is where I am from, I don't know about other countries, comparing Kenya and here, yeah, it's an easy system to get into once you come with a very open mind. Don't come with a closed mentality where everything is just cast on stone. Nothing is cast on stone. Be ready to make adjustments, be ready to adjust to a lot of things. And then the other thing is about fueling your car. When you go to the fuel station, you have to learn how to fuel your car. In Kenya, you just pull up to the fuel station, you roll down your window, nieke 500, nijazie tank, fill up the tank for me, put for me for 2,000, you're done for everything. Oh, check for me my bonnet, check for me this, check for me that. Here, my friends, you do practically everything for yourself. I think this is a country and a system that really promotes independence, if I can call it that. Like, you learn to do a lot of things on your own. So for me, I never knew how to. I would not tell you for the life of me how to open that fuel place, or even how to use that fuel pump. or what buttons I needed to press. I had no idea. I had to go with my husband physically, and he had to show me how to do the thing. And I went sasa with the specific car that I wanted to use. I went with him. I told him, okay, take me to this one place, showed me how to use this pump. I fuel, and then you can go. So we went together. He taught me, he showed me, and that is the only place, that specific pump where he taught me is the specific place that I will always go to fuel. I never change. I never go to a different pump unless he takes the car and goes and fuel. Then he can go wherever because he is more comfortable with it. For me, where I was shown is where I have done it for all those all those years that I have been here. That is the place that I always fuel. That one place. So those are some of the things that we need to learn when we are relocating and we have no clue what we are getting ourselves into. You will have to learn how to fuel your car. You will also have to learn how to take your car for service. You make an appointment, you take your car for service at the dealership or whatever service place you choose. And yeah, those are things that I never used to do back home. I just used to tell my hubby, oh, my car is due for service, and he will just handle it. But now, everyone with their different schedule, you just have you just have to learn how to do it. What I have not yet learned is what to do if the engine does something, or what to do if I get a puncture, or if my air pressure is low. Those are things that I let him handle, because honestly, it's too much, and I am not built like that. It's too much. So as long as you know that your car is running, you're up to service, and your fuel tank is okay, you're good to go. And also, back home, comparing another thing in regards to driving and vehicles and all that is number plates. So here you're given a number plate which you renew yearly. So if you buy your car in January, you're going to renew your license plate every year. And it costs, I don't know if it is the same for every vehicle, but I think it depends with the year of the make, maybe the make of the vehicle, and I think the year of the vehicle. But all I know is that you have to renew your license plate every single year. So if you bought your car in January, then next year January you have to renew. So every license plate usually has it has the number plate, the license plate, and then it has the month and the year where and when you're supposed to renew. It is so weird. So you'll find above a license plate, it has 01/2025. That shows when the next time when you're supposed to renew your license plate, or say 10/2025. That is the next time you're supposed to renew your license plate. So in Kenya, you just get your license plate once you buy your car, and that's it. You're not buying or paying for your license plate again. I think that is the case. Yeah. And then you also why am I stammering? You also have to always have your registration paper in your car. What is it called? I don't know what it's called, but the registration, whatever, to show ownership of the vehicle, you always have to carry it, and you also always have to carry your insurance. So back home, we normally stick the insurance on the windshield. Here, you just carry it in your vehicle. So those are some of the things that I have noticed that are different here and back home, and everything is just an adjustment. It's a culture shock. It's new things that you learn every day, and it's just lessons that we embrace as new people living in a different country. It is not what you're used to, but eventually it becomes what you're used to. So currently, I don't know if when I go back to home I would be able to drive, but I know that when my husband went back, he had a really tough time, especially on roundabouts, because in Kenya you go one way, here you go the other way. So it's just confusing, because when you go to the roundabout and you're just why are people going this way, yet you normally go this other way? So your brain just kind of has a way of functioning. And then the roads here are so clear, and everybody keeps to their lane. There is no mvurugano of the roads. If you're watching this video, you've noticed on the roads how the roads are just organized. Maybe it is not everywhere, but from what I have experienced, the roads are very organized. You don't need to tell people what to do or what not to do. Everybody just knows. Then there are these places where there is like an intersection of 4 roads. Everybody just knows when to stop. You give each other a chance to go. It's not like in Kenya where it is mwenye nguvu mpishe. Here you respect each other. If it is a stop sign, you stop. People, the person who has gotten to the stop sign before you goes. Whoever has gotten to the stop sign first, or whoever has gotten to the intersection first goes. It's not like who has the biggest car or who is the most confident driver. It is just we are at an intersection. I got here first. It is me who goes, and people respect that. Like, it is so organized and so nice and so simple. It makes life for everybody very easy, and it just makes roads safe. Of course, there are things that happen on the roads. There is always that 2% of people that just don't care and are just outrageous and just do crazy things on the road. But for most times, it is very organized and very not stressful. Something else that I've forgotten to mention, or maybe I should mention, is also about children and car seats. In Kenya, you just carry your children at the front seat, the back seat. They're just there. Vile tu, lakini they've put on the seat belt. So here there are laws. Every state, I guess, has their laws about children being on car seats or booster seats. So those are things that you also have to purchase, especially if you have tiny children, mostly below 9 years. You have to put them on a car seat or a booster seat where they are at least like they can see outside. And then, of course, the seat belt, which is just safety precautions. Even in Kenya, I think those are things that parents should just do, regardless of whether it's a law or not. But yeah, so here it's actually a law, and if you get caught and your children are not like in car seats or on seat belts, then that is a problem. So that is another expense that you would actually have to incur if you are moving with children. So I think I have exhausted everything that I wanted to say about driving here and how our experience has been. So I guess we just enjoy the last views of our drive, and hopefully I'll be able to answer more of your questions or just give you guys information with whatever you need to know, and just advise through my experience about how we adjusted. And yeah, we are available to help or give advice on how to make your adjustment or your move smooth as possible through our experience. Of course, everyone's experience is different. Our experience will not be the same as everybody else's. Everybody's situation is very unique, so what I went through is not necessarily what you would go through, and how you handle things or how I handled things is not how you are going to handle things. So it is just sharing information and putting it out there for anybody who would need it, and just for you to know that there is a difference in everything that you do. So thank you so much for watching, and hopefully you guys will give your questions or opinions in the comment section, and we can answer some questions that we won't be able to answer. We will not answer. So if we don't give an answer to your question, please don't feel ignored. Just know that either it is information that we are not ready to share, or it is information that we do not have and would prefer not to give the wrong information, but we can always guide you on maybe where you can find answers or where you can find extra information which we do not have. So for now, thank you so much for watching. Enjoy the rest of the video, enjoy the rest of the views. Be sure to hit the subscribe button, like the video, share the video, and leave any other questions that you would want us to answer in the comment section, and we will be sure to do a video about that. So enjoy the rest of the views, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye, stay blessed, barakatele.
The preacher said God would never give more than I could handle on my own. But I don't know if I believe that to be true. 'Cause there've been some times when I've been all alone and wanted to give up, but you helped me stand. Yeah. God, He used you, shined right through you in ways you will never know. So many ways that you'll never know. Mountain mover, bulletproof, yeah. You made me stronger. You had a faith that I'll never know. No, you had a faith that I'll never know. You prayed away rainy days, even kept a smile if they stayed. 'Cause either way, you stood on the rock and not on the sand. No. It's sweet memories of all the little things you did to show me love. And you helped me stand. Yeah. God, He used you, shined right through you in ways you will never know. So many ways that you'll never know. Mountain mover, bulletproof, yeah. You made me stronger. You had a faith that I'll never